Now, before we get into our picks of the best used hybrids to buy, it is important to know the ins and outs of this whole kind of hybrid thing. So to explain it all and to hopefully make what can be a really confusing subject far easier to understand, we've made a hybrid buyer's guide video. The link is down there, and we're also going to put it at the end of this video too. Okay, now to the used hybrids that we recommend. Firstly, the whole reason many of us consider buying a hybrid is for efficiency, not just efficiency when it comes to saving money when buying petrol or efficiency to hopefully save our planet from disaster, but just efficiency in life in general. See, it's one thing to not have to visit petrol stations anywhere near as often, but what's the point of a hybrid if those petrol station visits are just replaced by stressful and expensive trips to the mechanics? Because any money that you save on petrol might be eaten up by repair bills. So therefore, we're only going to be recommending cars that have excellent reliability records, affordable maintenance and repair costs, and easy access to parts and support. Plus, even though many manufacturers seem to be ramming plug-in hybrids down our throat, for many of us, if you live in an apartment or the car is parked on the street or you just don't have easy access to a charging port, sometimes a plug-in hybrid is just not efficient for many lifestyles. Look, obviously there are those out there that are in fortunate positions where a plug-in hybrid does make perfect sense, but for this video, we're just going to be sticking with the cars that don't ask owners and drivers to completely change their car operating lifestyle. So we're talking full self-charging hybrids. There is no need to plug any of these cars in. We're going to kick off with the Kia Niro. Now, while there is a whole new generation of Niro now available, with pricing beginning at around $35,000 and peaking out at just below $45,000 here in the Aussie market, if you're after a small to medium-sized hybrid SUV, the previous generation Kia Niro Hybrid Sport needs to be on your list. Its interior will appeal to most, especially those with a couple of kidlets or maybe some fur babies, and its efficient drivetrain strikes a great balance between economic efficiency and pretty adequate performance. Tech and safety-wise, look, it is equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus an infusion of other modern tech, and it boasts a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Fuel efficiency-wise, Kia claims the Niro sips just 4.4 litres per 100 kilometres, meaning theoretically it can achieve an estimated range of approximately 1,000 kilometres per full tank. Behind the wheel, it's just effortless and enjoyable, helped due to the fact that the suspension is tuned to cater for Aussie conditions. And look, it might not be the most exciting option that we're going to be throwing at you in this video, but for those after something with a spacious interior, an economical drivetrain, and the security of a long warranty, the Niro Hybrid, it should undoubtedly be on the radar. Next up, it's the Honda Fit. Honda's funky and incredibly practical little 5-door hatch is known here in Australia as the Jazz, but as we're talking hybrid, go searching for it as the Fit. The generation that you're going to be most likely presented with is the 2013 to 2018 third incarnation, which Honda claims will return a fuel economy figure of just 2.75 litres per 100 kilometres, and pricing wise kicks off from around about $14,000 and tops out at around about $30,000. The Fit is technically only available as a grey import, but being a Honda, the build quality and reliability are regarded as being some of the very best in the automotive industry. And as it shares a load of components with locally delivered Jazz, parts availability and labour shouldn't be an issue at all. Now, we have made a full review video of this generation Jazz, which also relates to the Fit. So for far more details, go and check out that video. The link is down there somewhere. Now, obviously buying a hybrid is better for the environment, but let's be honest, many of us buy a hybrid so you can save some money on petrol. But there's another way of saving some money when it comes to hybrids, and that's by getting the best possible finance deal when it comes to buying this new hybrid of yours. Simply click the driver link down there and that will take you through the super easy application process, which is all done completely online. There are no hidden fees. You can choose which finance package best suits you. You can get pre-approval in just minutes. And if you do all of this by that link, you're going to get $150 worth of free fuel. And talking hybrids, that could possibly mean free fuel for months. But as good as hybrids can be, there are some things they simply can't do, like say, saving you money when it comes to buying some of the best wiper blades we've ever used. Luckily, that WiperTech link down there has you covered. Hit that and order your next wiper blades easily online. They're delivered to your door, they're super easy to install, they fit perfectly, and they wipe like their lives depend on it. Plus, that link will get you 15% off and free express shipping. And if you hit both of those links, well, it's going to help us pay our bills, which puts food on our tables so we can keep living to make these videos for you. Now look, when we generally think affordable used hybrids, we think efficiency and just being sensible, but We feel like this whole category needs just an injection of fun. So how about a hot hatch? And that brings us to the Nissan Note e-Power Nismo S. Now the Note is also available in more conservative non-Nismo trim specs, but guys, we're talking fun here, so therefore it has to be the enhanced performance-focused variant. But Nissan does hybrid quite differently to everybody else. See, the Note's petrol-powered engine is not attached to the wheels in any way. It acts purely as a generator to charge the electric motor's battery pack, ostensibly giving the Note a full EV driving experience. That means instant and linear torque from 0 revs. This also removes any of the concerns surrounding Nissan's recent CVT issues, as the Note simply doesn't have a transmission at all. Plus, with the petrol engine carrying very little load and always working within its optimal operating cycle, reliability should be superb. Then match this muscular power plant with performance-tuned suspension, steering and brakes, wrap it in some subtle but aggressive body styling, bolt in some delicious Recaro seats, and you have all of the ingredients for a hugely enjoyable little car. Plus, Nissan claims it returns fuel consumption figures of just 2.9 litres per 100 kilometres. That's theoretically 1,300 kilometres on a single tank. Seriously, like what's not to love here? Now, depending on when you're watching this, we may have already posted our full review video of this little pocket rocket. And if not, hit that like, subscribe and bell button so you don't miss it. And then we come to Toyota and their fancier brand Lexus. But which ones should you be checking out? Well, all of them. While the first car to combine an internal combustion engine with an electric motor to provide drive to the wheels was built way back in 1899 by Ferdinand Porsche, and prior to 1997 other manufacturers have dabbled with the whole hybrid concept, it is hard to argue against the fact that it was Toyota with its original Prius that popularized the entire hybrid car concept. Then mix this with the fact that Toyota, and Lexus in particular, have an outstanding reputation for build quality and reliability, and they potentially have the largest support network of any manufacturer. It just makes sense that if you're on the market for a used hybrid, Toyota and Lexus need to be at the very top of your list. Now, speaking of the Prius, for those of you that are having any concerns about the longevity of hybrids, or Toyotas specifically, the Prius battery was supposed to last around about 8 to 10 years, or for around about 240,000 kilometers. But have a look at how many early Prius are still running strong. There are plenty on the used market from 2006 and 2007 with hundreds of thousands of kilometers on them still working perfectly. And in saying that, the battery pack rarely, if ever, fails. They just tend to degrade over time. And worst case scenario, rather than replacing the entire vehicle, you could be far kinder to the environment and your wallet and just replace the battery pack. But let's give you an overview of what's on offer here, because chances are whatever you require, Toyota and Lexus are going to have something to suit. Need a small city car? Easy. Check out the 2012 to 2018 Prius C, which is basically a hybrid Yaris just wearing a different frock and a more hybrid obvious name. Pricing currently ranges from around about $12,000 to $29,000, but at that price you can also get yourself into a Toyota Vitz, which is ostensibly the same car. They share the same powertrain and plenty of other components, and choosing between the two, it really comes down to your personal preference. And then we come to the current generation Yaris Hybrid, and that kicks off from around about $25,000. It has more power, more efficiency, more safety and more tech, and one less cylinder than the other two. And these things are hugely popular, and for good reason. But how about something just a little bit larger? Easy. Let's start from the most affordable and work our way up. Kicking off with the car that started it all, the Prius. As little as $5,000 can get you into a high kilometer 2007 second generation model. However, for peace of mind, we'd be looking at examples from at least $10,000 when it comes to these second generation cars. However, if you can wrangle together about another $3,000 to $5,000, third generation examples are available, and these are the ones to go for. A more powerful engine, newer tech, more features, and find one with the larger optional wheels, and it looks way cooler. Now, we should also mention the larger 2012 to 2021 Prius V is also worth a look for those needing more practicality. It does share the same powertrain as the third generation Prius, but with a little bit more size and bulk to carry around, it is marginally less efficient. Also, we wouldn't call it the most, let's say, attractive car that you can buy either. Still, at least it's really practical. Then from around about $15,000, you have the Corolla Fielder, which is basically a 2010 to 2017 hybrid Corolla wagon, packing ostensibly the same power plant as the Prius C. Although that little engine in something the size and weight of a Corolla wagon certainly won't win you any traffic light drag races. But for a no-nonsense and ultra-practical and efficient small car, it is a very good thing. Just steer clear of driving up steep hills if you're carrying any more than 3 people. But if you need more power, like substantially more power and a little bit more size, check out the Psy. Dimensions-wise, think a Corolla that discovered CrossFit about 12 months ago. So it's similar than before, just like chunkier. But the extra fitness and strength is far from just skin deep. This thing is packing the same engine and hybrid system as found in far larger Toyotas and Lexus models, giving it some very respectable performance abilities. But look, don't get us wrong, this is certainly not a performance car and is targeted more towards those wanting comfort and luxury over corner carving abilities, but overall, the Psy is hugely underrated. And then we come to what is by far the most popular compact hybrid on the market. Yep, it's the Corolla Hybrid. Kicking off from just under $20,000, the E180, or the 2016 to 2018 Corolla, or the Auris as it's known internationally, is arguably the compact hybrid to buy. With thousands of them on our roads, the support network is enormous. Not that you'll ever need it, because these are regarded as being some of the most reliable cars money can buy. Plus, you'll have a choice of trim specs to choose from depending on your budget. But if you want even more bells and whistles, some improved safety, and let's be honest, sexier looks, check out the replacement Corolla, the 2018 to, well, actually it's still a current model, E210. These start in like the low $20,000 realm, but if you can, get into a higher spec ZR from around about $30,000. But as popular as the Corolla is, it's not actually our pick for this particular category. For that, we're going to steer you towards a fancier Toyota. It's the Lexus CT200H. Starting from around about $15,000 for early 2011 models and topping out at just under $50,000 for updated 2021 F Sport editions, the CT200H must be one of the most underrated cars on the used market. Superb build quality, impeccable reliability, a luxurious interior, but it's still small enough to park easily in the city, yet it's large enough to offer excellent practicality, Lexus-tuned suspension, and the same running gear as the Prius and Corolla Hybrid. But amazingly, you can quite often buy a CT200H for the same price or even less than the same year and mileage Corolla. Yet the Lexus offers so much more car for the money. Now, if you own a CT200H and you live in Sydney or Newcastle, can you let us know in the comments or message us on our socials, because we need to feature one of these things. But now let's talk about the vehicles that it seems everybody bloody wants at the moment. Let's talk SUVs. As little as $10,000 can get you into a 2006 to 2008 Lexus RX 400H. And find a good condition one of these with low kilometers, and guys, it can be a brilliant thing. Again, all of the build quality, reliability, and fancy stuff that comes with a Lexus, wrapped in the convenience and practicality that comes with an SUV this size. And if you're after something a little bit more recent, and therefore loaded with more tech and equipment, the following generation, or the 2009 to 2015 RX 450H, it'll kick off from around about $20,000. And for all of the details on this thing, why not check out our full review video? We'll add it to the end cards and the links down there somewhere as well. But if you've got upwards of $30,000 to spend, well, you are spoiled for choice. From the compact and super funky 2016 to current CHR, to the even more compact and let's say interesting looking new Yaris Cross, to the current generation RAV4 but in base spec, which thanks to its popularity and unavailability when brand new, is currently asking a premium on the used market. So here's the hot tip. For the same money, you might actually be better off looking at a 2015 or 2016 Lexus NX300H instead. But then if we're talking from say $40,000, check out the recently released Corolla Cross or the Lexus UX, to the big 7-seat Kluger/Highlander that is currently asking anywhere from about $55,000. Look, any of these SUVs are highly recommended. Which one you should buy really comes down to what you need it to provide and what your personal preference is, and of course, your budget. But if you're buying an SUV to cart your family around, if that family of yours is ever increasing because you keep pumping out more kids, or the current kids just seem to keep accumulating more friends, well, maybe a smarter way to go is buying a people mover. Not traditionally as sexy as an SUV, But these things just make sense, and Toyota make a bunch of great options. About $15,000 will get you into a 2006 to 2010 Estima, $25,000 opens up the world of Alphard, $30,000 will get you and your crew into a Voxy or a Noah, and while $35,000 will slide open up the doors to a 2012 or 2013 Vellfire, budget for more than $50,000 and things get very serious. In fact, we featured a current generation Vellfire / Alphard recently, and even if you're not in the market, look, it's worth a watch just to see what a road-registered luxury jet with four wheels is like. Now, if you've caught an Uber or a taxi recently, there's a very high chance that you've sat your bum in another Toyota hybrid that we highly recommend. Yep, it's the Camry. 2009 to 2011 XV40s ask from $12,000 to around about $20,000. 2012 to 2017 XV50s, they ask from around about $15,000 to $35,000. And 2018 to current XV70 and XV71s ask anywhere from $25,000 to $60,000. But which one should you buy? Well, look, really, any of them. There's a reason so many in the ride-sharing community use these cars, because they are pretty much bulletproof. Just find the best condition, lowest kilometer example that your budget will allow, make sure it has a great service history, and have a pre-purchase inspection carried out, and you should be good to go. And the same can be said for any of the Lexus sedans. $30,000 to $90,000 will get you into a 2014 to 2018 and 2019 to current ES300, and all of them are wonderful. 30 to 40 grand will get you into a pre-facelift 4th generation GS450H, but $45,000 to $70,000 opens up the possibilities of the post-facelift examples. And then there's the grand poobah of Lexus sedans, it's the LS. Now, these will ask from around about $30,000 for really high kilometer and interesting condition 2006 4th generation examples, up to $50,000 or $60,000 for something really mint in this iteration. Or if you want the ultimate, $100,000 to $150,000 will see you piloting a used but current generation LS500H, which, like short of a Rolls-Royce or a Toyota Century, cannot be matched for quality and opulence. But there's one final hybrid option that we highly recommend checking out. It's the Toyota Crown. Available as a grey import here in Australia, the Crown is a large rear-wheel drive sports sedan that ticks so many boxes. Think like BMW 5 Series or Mercedes-Benz E-Class, but with superior build quality, genuine long-term reliability, affordable parts and labour costs, and added exclusivity thanks to there being only a few on our roads. Pricing starts from around about $17,000 for early base spec models, and tops out at just under $70,000 for something very special. Now, obviously there are plenty of other great used hybrids on the market, especially if they have some new car warranty still left on them. But for ultra reliable and hopefully completely trouble-free examples, these are the picks. But guys, now we need your input. Which one of these would you buy? Or would you buy something completely different? Let us know in the comments. See you next time. Affordable parts and maintenance costs and maintenance and repair costs, maintenance and repair, or the Aurus as it's internationally. Damn it, God damn it. Look, obviously there are those out there where a plug-in hybrid does make perfect sense, but for this, here we go.